record button. Thank you, Anthony. You are now the official Source Dynasty record button reminder of great honor. All right, that's like the biggest honor I can bestow on anybody. But everybody here, give a quick shout, give a quick hello. For the few people still pouring in, one thing I want to remind everybody in these webinars, especially some of the people that are watching from the recording, is that our group size is nowhere close to what the size of Infinitum is. All right, Infinitum has about 2,000 members. The webinar, last 2 days ago had over 500 people all jammed in here. Those were very impersonal. That's just me up on stage giving a speech to just a huge audience. Now, this is kind of more, if you could picture the room right now, it's pretty much like a classroom environment. All right, there's only a handful of people here. There's about 35 people here right now. We're going to probably have in total maxed out about 80 members. That was my overall goal when I first kind of launched this. So we're going to have about 80 members. And one thing you got to keep in mind is that only about a third of whatever community you have will only show up for the webinars, just because most people timing and it being a Friday night and having they just usually catch the recording. So just keep that in mind. This is a very classroom environment, and I'm not going to be. It's not a cheap program either. So I really suggest you take advantage of this kind of personalness. I can answer all your questions. I can see what you're saying in the question box. I can see what you're saying later on. If you have a question, I can stop what I'm doing and answer your question without destroying the whole webinar. It's a very one-on-one. Yeah, this is the last time we do Fridays. I realized that's why I actually had to change the time of this webinar to 7. But we might actually have a somewhat long webinar tonight. Everyone, this will be recorded. All right, there's no I'm going to lock this webinar down kind of stuff. But I want to really make sure everybody gets some really kick-ass stuff in this webinar and gets excited. But just with all that being said, guys, remember this is a very one-on-one personal kind of group. Everybody here, you can literally ask questions. I'm seeing what you're saying as you're saying. I respond to you in person. And and then someone asks, since this is a membership, will all these be recorded regularly? Yes, all these are going to be recorded, put in order, laid out for you, very, what's the word for it? Strategically laid out so you can learn from all this stuff. So cool stuff. So with all that being said, guys, welcome to Source Dynasty. Little thing to keep in mind, I was just going to lay out there is what I just laid out there, that this is a very closed off group. There is only a handful of people there. Do you have any questions? Do you have anything? Really important. I might have to jump over some things sometimes, but 90% of the time I can answer your question on the spot. You can literally have a conversation with me. Just picture me in the front of a very small classroom right now talking to you. This isn't like those other webinars I run where it's just everybody and their dog is there. So what we're going to be really talking about today is this is kind of like, for me, what I really have the goal of this is like whenever you open, like it's your first, I don't know, let's just say you got a new car and it's your first time driving a car. I want to make this just a really amazing webinar to get you really excited about Source Dynasty. And what we're going to be doing in this webinar is I'm going to be showing you some really cool stuff, get you really excited, introduce you to the overall concept of this. I didn't have to beat around the bush in the webinar, but like the overall concept, there's just no time to explain in that webinar. And what I want to do is give you just a quick intro, show you what you're going to be doing, give you a really quick, really cool first lesson that you can take away and use after this webinar tonight. And then I want to lay out the entire game plan in front of you guys, like everything we're going to be doing over the next few months. It's all planned out in a very kind of phased, step-by-step basis. And I'm going to be introducing you guys to each other as well. All right, so with all that being said, and that's like my favorite quote, we're going to get started. So with the first thing I got to say is everybody here, thank you so much for jumping on Infinitum. All right. That's a really good idea, Bradley. Bradley just said, are we going to make a closed Facebook or G+ group? I'm thinking I'm going to make a G+ group because we can have like hangouts and stuff on there. Would you guys like that? Can everybody hear me all right now? Someone said I'm cutting out. Yeah. All right. Well, then first priority I have this week, and I'll get us a G+ group set up so we can have like hangouts and stuff like that. If you guys prefer it on Facebook, just yeah, of course it's going to be closed, right? This is not a for everybody group, all right? I hate to be kind of mean, but this is not a for everybody group. I made this for a very special reason. I made it very exclusive for a special reason, and I priced it how it's priced to keep out a lot of people. So yeah, well, if you guys prefer Facebook, I'll make that. But G+, I like G+, and I think I kind of start to like the social profile of G+ a little bit more than Facebook. But overall, guys, thank you big time for coming into this. This is going to be the best thing you've ever invested in ever. And I say that factually guaranteed 100%. There you go. So I'm going to make this this is something I've been really wanting to do. I'm very excited about the night. I've been waiting for this webinar all day. I'm just sitting around bored, actually, just waiting to do it. So this really gets my day going. This isn't just some job I'm going to be doing up here. So what I want to do real quick, guys, before we get into the introduction or anything, is I want to give you my first lesson to selling in the SEO industry. All right. And this is just a funny picture I found online. Now, what I want to talk about is exactly how I sold this, for lack of better words, membership. All right, exactly how I sold this SEO business consulting program. That's basically what it is. It's just consulting with a group level. All right, and you can use the same exact strategies I used to sell this. I used to get all the people in that webinar. I used to get 1,800 people sign up for that webinar, and exact ways that I went out there and basically created. Didn't have to sell, didn't have to do anything, just had to go out there and create something awesome, and then got a six-figure business built overnight. Would you guys like to see how I did that? How I got all the people in the webinar, how I got all that kind of stuff going? Cool. Yeah. And this is the first lesson I want to teach you guys right off the bat, just to get your brain thinking about how we're going to be thinking here. All right. So real quick, how many people here have run a business right now? All right. You either have a client or you have a few clients and stuff like that. Don't be shy. Everybody here has a client. Like this is not, there's only a handful of people here. So when I ask you a question, be sure to say yes. Give me your input and stuff like that, because these are very involved webinars. All right. It's not like I'm asking a broad audience. There's literally only a handful of us in here. So the thing is, how many people here with their business have ever ran or sold their service, software, product, anything you're selling from your business? Have you ever sold it in a webinar? All right. Have you ever gotten a group of people that might be interested in your webinar? I mean, your business. Have you ever sold in a webinar? All right. I see like maybe one yes. I see 3 yeses on here. All right. Now, the crazy thing about this is that webinars are one of the best ways to get anybody to buy anything you can sell online. All right. It's literally the highest converting form of internet marketing that I know of right now. All right. What I would do, literally, if I had like an SEO business and I was just starting an SEO business from scratch and I had like the homepage of it, what I would first do is have it be a blog. But how I would get clients and how I routinely get clients on autopilot is I don't offer them a pitch. I don't offer them anything. I offer them an invite to a webinar that's going to help out their business. All right. So the first thing you guys got to see is, how did I get all these people in the webinar? Of course, I was planning to sell Source Dynasty the whole entire time, but I've done countless other webinars for other products. And you can see how I get people to come in and want to buy from me, want to hang out with me, want to come in and buy whatever I'm selling. Is the first thing I offer them is I don't offer them a sales pitch. A lot of businesses, a lot of people here, they'll run a webinar, but the only people that show up for the webinar know they're getting a sales pitch. They know it's just literally an hour-long webinar. What I like to do is I offer a ton of value, all right, just like I did with this webinar. Instead of saying, hey guys, come and join me in this webinar where I'm going to talk about Source Dynasty for an hour and a half, all right, I literally just said, I'm going to show you all this really, really cool stuff. Now, if you have a business right now that's doing all right or doing pretty good, I know there's a few people in here that are probably making, $20,000 per month. There's a lot of successful people in here. If you're not selling through webinars and you're not getting people in there first, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. And just lay one thing out here, guys. We're gonna break all this down a little stuff. I want to break down the general principles right now. I've literally had a client. It's an automation client. He runs a big he doesn't run the company, but he's the marketing director. I literally taught him this process that I use for selling in webinars, and he literally brought in 2.2 million in revenue for the company their first time. Now, of course, my friend, the marketing director himself didn't make 2.2 million. That got distributed to the whole entire company itself. But literally, if you have a business right now and you're not selling from webinars, big mistake. All right, it's the best converting thing. And the reason why webinars are so great is because they do all those things that I talked about that a blog does as well. All right, imagine if you had a blog or something. All right, remember what I talked about. Like, we're going to get into the blogging and stuff like that. But imagine you had a blog that got featured somewhere, and then people come on your blog and you're running this webinar. All right, where you're going to tell business owners let's just say how you rank your clients. All right, of course, all these SEO business owners, of course, other business owners are going to come in wanting to see how they rank in Google. All right, and when people come into your webinar and you're helping them, first off, it builds authority. The first time they get to interact with you, the first time they see you kind of live, you're up in front of let's say 50 or 100 people talking. All right, first off, big authority. You guys remember how important authority was when I talked about that right off the bat. Secondly, builds massive trust, especially when you're up there just giving value. All right. That's one of the biggest reasons. You cannot create trust or anything in the sales page. It just doesn't happen like that. And so when people come into a webinar and they see you busting your ass on stage helping them, boom, you got trust right after there. On top of that, usually when, let's just say you pull on a client right now, I'm sure a lot of people have like bring in clients, but you almost have to pitch them to get them interested. All right. Let's say I'm running a webinar that's going to help dentists. I'm going to show dentists the 5 ways to increase conversions on your website and get more clients from the internet. Any dentist ever would want to attend that. It's not a sales pitch. It's going to be like the 5 ways you can basically do this. Now, if what the problem is when you usually bring on clients or stuff like that, you literally, how many people here, you bring on a client and you literally have to teach them what SEO is. All right. You literally have to like teach them what SEO is a lot of time. Yeah. They're like, what's SEO? Well, first off, you're starting from the shittiest position ever. What if I brought a dentist in and over the course of the webinar, I show him how Google works. I explain to him what SEO is. I explain all the tactics that SEO does. What the dentist is going to do at the end of the webinar, he's going to know everything he needs to know. I'm basically educating him to make the purchase. All right. It's like no one's going to buy a Ferrari until they know the value of a Ferrari, right? So what I do, you bring people in, and if I just said, hey, who wants to sign up for my big coaching program? Just hop in there. People would be like, I don't really know what the hell is in the coaching program. How's this business coaching going to work? But what I did instead is I had a webinar. I did all this really cool stuff. I showed people all these really cool tactics that they can use. And they go, now I want to be a part of something like that. Now I want to learn more about that. So say you bring a dentist in, all right, and they're like, okay, well, now I completely understand SEO and I understand the big benefits of SEO. We taught them the benefits and got them interested in SEO without selling to them at all. They come in the webinar, now they're excited about SEO and they go, well, I'm not going to do this myself. I'm too busy working on teeth. Who would I want to do my SEO for me? All right, who would I want to jump on? What company would I want to hop on with? Damn, this guy on stage who just completely educated me and changed my view of internet marketing. All right, and it builds that on-the-spot connection. So with all that like kind of in mind, you guys see the endless benefit of webinars real quick. So basically, it's also an essential part of how I get really high-end clients. When I relaunch Autopilot to agencies and stuff like that, kind of the bigger agencies, usually when I'll call them up, send emails, or get people, bigger agencies on there, I never, ever, ever try and sell them directly anymore. What I usually do is I get them in the webinar. I'm like, I'm going to show you what's working in Google right now. Can you imagine that? This is exactly how I sell Autopilot. And this is one of the biggest secrets to how I've made Autopilot just a gigantic business. It says instead when I call up these agencies, I say I run this service, but what I want to show you right now is what's ranking in Google. All right. I want to show you how I'm literally ranking clients. I'll teach you everything. And they go, really? I'm like, yeah, check it out. I'm ranked first in Google for SEO outsourcing. I'm ranked first for this, 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 and this. Look at this client. They go, holy crap, that sounds awesome. Yeah, let's go to this webinar. They come in the webinar. I teach them exactly what's working in Google. And I say, hey, guys, by the way, you can get all this at a push of a button if you just hump on Autopilot. And they go, holy crap, this guy knows what he's doing. Look at all these rankings. All right, here's $5,000, Alex. This is how I get the clients that give me a lot of money off the bat. All right, I build that faith. I go out there and do stuff like that. If you call someone on the phone, you give them a sales pitch, and all you do is try and sell them, they're going to be very reserved. They're not going to have that faith to give you the big check. If you get a person, you get any high-end clients, you get a group of high-end clients in a webinar, you teach them something, you educate them, and you get them excited about an idea, that is when they're going to cut you the really big checks. And guys, what you're going to see during Source Dynasty is exactly how I do this, exact slide by slide. All right, I've had training from, I've had very expensive high-end training on how to convert make really high converting webinars. What you're going to be seeing in this training, not just today, but overall in the whole entire course of this, is exactly how I do this slide by slide, the exact momentum of it, how I get people's interest at the beginning of the webinars, how I get them to convert like crazy at the end of webinars. All right. Would everybody like to see how to do that with their business? Yeah. All right. So next thing I want to teach you guys about how I sold this is, first off, now that you guys know the benefit about webinars, I also had the help you first mentality. All right. I made it my sole purpose to help anyone who attended that webinar as much as I can. And I reminded people of that the whole entire time. You guys, it comes on very, very subtle, but whenever I'm dealing with a client, whenever I'm dealing with someone who's high end, I constantly go out of my way to help them. And I also point that out all the time. What I do whenever I get a client on the phone and they're kind of on the fence, I go, you know what I'm going to do? Let's sit down for an hour. I'm going to help you give you a strategy for your business. All right. If it ends up going with me, that's great. Maybe we can do business. But if not, I can point you to the best person. Let's just sit down. Let me help you with your business real quick. That is the best way to get a client on board ever, because yeah, of course they're going to end up with me. All right. Of course, if they need anything SEO wise, of course they're going to hop on with me. But they go, damn, all right, that guy really is going out of his way to bust his ass to help my business. Let's sit down and make a strategy together. And now they want to hang out with me. All right. It's not like we're all great. I have to go hear a sales pitch. People want to hang out and see what I have to just talk about. All right. And I help them first, and then they're always going to help me back, and they're going to help me back 10 times more. So when you do this, it also places extreme faith in your business and whatever you want to sell. All right. This is another thing right off the bat right here. How many people literally have ever called up, businesses who are having a problem online, but you offer them SEO? How many people have ever just sat down and helped the business, just say, hey, let me just help your business out. Let me just show you all these cool things you can be doing. Yeah. A few people here, a few people say I have. Yeah. Cool. See a lot of no's too. There's a big thing right there. And it creates massive attention and inspires the person to get started with the path they're going to need help with. If you teach a dentist how to do SEO, they're not going to go and do their own SEO. They have their own business, but you've introduced them to a path that they're going to want to go down. And when you do this kind of pitch right here, not only do you get people to give you more money, all right, because they have faith in you, all right? They go, wow, this guy just planned out this whole entire plan for my business. This looks great. Well, now I have faith in him. I have faith that this person will help my business. So what you can do is you can charge way more without being sleazy, and people are happy regardless of the pitch, right? Like you can pitch something that when you've gone done helping someone and they go, oh, wow, maybe that's not for me right now, but they're still happy and they're going to come back and do business with you. On top of that, they're going to jump onto the pitch. They're 10 times more likely, and it creates goodwill towards my business. And it gets fantastic conversions on a very underplayed pitch. Did any of you guys notice yesterday when I went out and kind of pitched this membership, I really just underplayed it. I just told people literally not to jump on. Like, do you guys see that? Like I didn't tell people, come on. I didn't try and pitch it. It was literally like a 30-second pitch. Like if you want on, you can get on. All right. Now with that webinar, I was literally able to create let me just hop over right here. First off, the whole coaching plan during that webinar sold out in literally 5 minutes. All right. That's an instant 6-figure a year business right off the bat. And I underplayed it, and I didn't use any tactics right there. All I did was just give value. All right. If I played anything else like there, I could have gone way more. All right. Way more. All right. But I didn't. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Literally like that. And that's why I sold it. But let me explain why I did that and why there's different ways to go about doing that. I'm going to show you how, like literally with just the value alone, the value and me just giving away all sorts of stuff, I was able to get a ton of ideal clients, which are you guys. But the reason why I did this, guys, is also another thing I want to teach you about, and that's creating the ideal business. All right. This sold out in 5 minutes because I was giving a ton of value. But what happened right there is I significantly downplayed it because I wanted to scare away anybody who was not my ideal customer. I didn't want some person hopping on here who was, needed some fast action bonus. I didn't want somebody who felt scared or like they needed to hop on now or they'd never get in again. I didn't want some person who jumped on because there was some extremely well laid out risk-free guarantee. All right. I didn't want a person like that getting into my program. I priced it in a range that was comfortably in the range for my ideal customer, but out of the range of the non-ideal. All right. You see how I pitched this webinar. I got a ton of people on there, but the way I pitched it and downplayed it created it so I can only work with cool people. There's nobody in this webinar right now that is going just kind of, a lot of people here say, hey, I thought that it was kind of cheap. All right. And I did scare them away. A lot of the kind of, I don't want to be mean about anybody, but people that are, making a little bit of money per month or really, really need results, they behave a lot differently. They react a lot differently, and they don't really behave the same way as a person that's already getting success and wants to build on that success. All right. Like I talked about in the LeBron James metaphor, I want to find people that are already successful that aren't thinking in the back of their head, I hope this works. I hope this works. I hope this works. I need this to work. I need to make money now. And I want someone who's more like, all right, my business is going this way, and I want to find new ways to improve my business. And they're more focused on moving their business ahead instead of saving a buck. All right. That's the type of people I want in there. So I significantly downplayed that so I didn't get any people that weren't 100% comfortable hopping on there. All right. I undersold it, and I told people not to buy. All right. I literally said, people, if you're not sure about this, you're on the fence, this is not right for you right now. And the reason why I did it is because I only wanted the very best ambitious clients. All right. What you're in right now, I literally designed just for you. All right. I designed just for a person just like you. And if everybody here in this audience, I'm literally speaking to you right now. All right. Everybody here is smart. Everybody here is having success. Everybody here is super ambitious, and everybody here is looking to do big things. All right. I didn't put scarcity. I didn't use a fast action bonus. I didn't put some risk-free refund guarantee. I didn't put any of that crazy stuff in there because I didn't want people that are attracted to that kind of stuff. People that are attracted to that kind of stuff are usually people that, they're get rich quick kind of people. They're short term. They're not the people that I want to work with. All right, does that make sense? It's kind of like bringing on, if you ran like an SEO client search right now and you offered some super great refund guarantee and you did all this fast action bonus stuff. Sure, you get a lot of people on board, but you get all these people that are just like they jumped on, they got scared to get on board, and now they're all up your butt and they're the wrong type of customer, right? So I wanted just you and only you. This is only going to also work for a person like you. All right, a person that doesn't respond to that type of hype, a person that just comes on because they have faith in something, all right, and they just want to move their business forward. My ideal business is to work with great people, and this is a prime example of how to still profit like crazy while only scraping the cream of the crop in the clientele, all right? I've made everything and pitched a very certain way only to get the right type of non-panicky, normal, hardworking, just ambitious person, all right? And this was all done without being sleazy, pushing her, and without selling, all right? So that's just a good example real quick, how you guys can get really good clients. Yeah, how you can get, yeah. Yep, and and that's just a really good example real quick, guys, is how you can make a super awesome sales pitch. You can do all sorts of stuff, give value, but then you can also get the right type of client for you, because part of having a business that you really enjoy, all right, this is just a little lesson right off the bat, is working with people you enjoy working with, all right? So cool stuff like that. Now, let's back it up, guys. What can we have done right here, and what could you apply to your business to increase sales, all right? Say, like last night I had, I think on the 5th, there's 500 people there, and there's a very large percentage of the people there that were not my ideal customer, all right? So what I didn't do is I didn't pull out all the tools to create an extreme explosion of sales, right? But if you want to create an extreme explosion in sales in your business, and say you're running a webinar, say you're running a pitch, or say you're running anything where you do have your ideal customers and you need to get them over the fence, all right? One thing I could have done, I could have pushed massive scarcity other than the 50-person limit right there, because I was literally telling people not to come. I could have been like, hey, everybody jump on right now. All right, this is going to sell in a minute. We have 50 spots left, and this is never going to be sold ever again. Really push that type of stuff. How many people here use massive, how many people here have ever used scarcity with their business? All right, has there been a negative to someone saying no to you? Yeah, see a few people saying yes, see a lot of people saying no, all right? That's one of the most powerful things you can do when you're getting people on board, all right? If you get 3 customers and you know you can only really handle one of them, the best thing you can ever do is make them fight each other, all right? And I'm not saying it in a mean way, but literally be like, hey guys, I'm only taking 1 customer. I'm going to get off the phone with you right now. I'm going to call other guy. If you want to hop on, we can jump on that right now. On top of that, guys, another thing I could have thrown into that webinar that I did not do, it was a big fast action bonus. How many guys have you ever seen that, all right? Yeah. All right, you guys have probably seen fast action bonuses in webinar. Now, how many people have ever rewarded a client for jumping on now and making the decision right off the bat instead of what's the word for it? Making a quick decision instead of waiting and kind of playing around with you and dicking around with you, right? Yeah. Exactly. I see a lot of people here saying no. I see a few yeses. Yep, that's exactly what you can do right now. Now, when you think about fast action bonus, you can offer all sorts of stuff right there. There's a lot of things. Someone said, I can give a 10% discount if you hop on the day, but other things like that, you can add just a little parts of the service that seems a lot better. All right, so like say I'm taking on a client for SEO. I go, all right, well, look, I'm running all this stuff today, so if we can wrap this up today, I'll give you a 10% discount, and we'll throw like a social media package on top of your what's the word for it? Your account. All right, if you can hop on this right now today, we're going to figure this out. Plus, by the way, I'm going to be hopping on the phone with somebody else. We're just trying to get the last spot filled today, so you can hop on now if you like or stuff like that. Now, remember, this is before or after I've given them massive value. All right, so right off the bat, I'm pushing the scary, I'm pushing the fast action values, so they like me and they're like, okay, Alex isn't being a dick. He's just like, Alex isn't the man, and he just wants to get this wrapped up right now. All right. Another thing you can do real quick, guys, is there's not so much. Say you're taking clients and stuff like that. All right, the best thing to do in the SEO world is not to make massive emphasis on a refund guarantee. But one thing you always got to understand when you're pitching something is that you need to make it as risk-free as possible. All right, a lot of people, a lot of SEO companies I see, Steve Vale says I prefer to add more features rather than a discount. That's absolutely perfect. Now, what a lot of people don't do in the SEO world is they don't know how to remove clients' objections. All right, big thing that clients have is they don't know if they're going to get results. They don't know if it's going to be a contract based. They don't know if they're going to be stuck with you and stuff like that. All right, so one thing that I always do right off the bat with a lot of my clients and stuff like that, when they come on, they're like, hey, All right, what's the contract, right? I never try and get anybody to sign a contract for 6 months. And a lot of people here, that's probably what you do. You get 6 month contracts. I never try and get somebody to sign a contract the first month, right? And what that does is it takes all the risk away from the client and puts me at the top of their buying list instead of over SEO agencies or other SEO providers, right? Like, well, do I have to sign up for 6 months? And I'm like, no, here's what we're going to do. The first month, I'm just going to get you killer results, all right? And of course, all the results are controllable and stuff like that. And I don't go out there and give them all the results where if they jump off, then they can just take the results and run with it. Everything's completely controlled. But I'm like, first month, I'm going to show you what I can do for you. Most of the money you give me, I'm going to spend on getting your results. And you're just going to basically give me a budget, and I'm just going to come and work for you. Now, of course, I'm not actually going to work for the person. What I do is I take away all that risk from them. They think, all right, cool, this is just a 1 month thing, all right? And then when I go and get them results, you guys, if you're in Infinitum right now, you see how easy it is to get people results within a month's time. If they give you the budget, you can go out there and get them results mass really quickly. And what happens when you do that is you take away all the risk, right? If there's no 6 month contract or stuff like that, or if you really want to be ballsy, have a refund guarantee. If you get a person, if you know you can get people results, have a 100% refund guarantee. That's something that no other agency out there does. All right. Now, refund guarantee outside of your hard cost. All right. Keep that in mind. Don't do that. But when you put stuff out there like that, it's really just pushing someone over the fence. Once you get them results, once you get to work, it's 10 times easier to get them to sign a contract. Right. What I usually like to do when I bring on a client or something like that, first thing I do, I just go out there and buy a ton of PR links. Right. That's going to cause an immediate boost right off the bat. And then what I do literally 3 days later, 4 days later after it gets boost, I call them up and I say, hey, look, these are the results. Speaking of which, if you hop on right now, if you want to sign the contract right now, you want to get it done before the end of the month, I'm going to give you an extra social package, and I'm going to take away, I'm going to take 10% off the top of it. All right. You see what I've done right there? I got them on board. I gave them a quick little taste to build faith, and then I get them to sign the contract. Then boom, I've signed a really high-end client who jumped on because there was no risk, and now they're like, there's a scarcity, there's everything they want to have to jump on and keep going further. All right, does everybody see that? Someone asked, would I offer a money back guarantee on a local SEO client? What I like to do, because right now with SEO, you can literally do very, very, very little work and get clients results. Very, very little work. So what I say is like, look, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars getting you results, and beyond the hard cost, all right, beyond the hard cost, I will give you a full money back guarantee. All right, now that's enough money to let me get results. All right, and what you got to also make sure, guys, what you also got to really make sure. Someone asked, how do we get people to your webinar? We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. That's kind of more laid out in the rest of this. But where was I talking about? Okay, so when I take away that risk for the client and stuff like that, I have that refund guarantee. It's going to get them on board, and that's something that no other SEO agency or service out there does. So that's what puts me ahead of leagues of all other guys, because I understand how to get them results. And when I do that kind of stuff, it allows me to get much higher end clients. So really think about that, all right? If you're selling anything out there, you guys are selling software, anything like that, always emphasize all the risk is on you. All right, that's one thing. That's the most powerful sales pitch in the whole entire world. Because most of the time, say what you guys do. Say you get 10 people interested in SEO in a webinar. All right, the best you can ever do is just put all the risk on you, because 90% of the time, if you can get results, you're going to keep 7 out of 10 of those people. All right, literally, if you get people on a reoccurring anything, you're going to lose. You might lose 30%, but you're going to keep 7 of them. However, if you kept the risk on them, you'd probably only get 3 people from that webinar. All right, just a quick little thing. These are just a bunch of quick little tips you can walk away with after this webinar. Just a quick, cool, sum it up, cool tactics webinar real quick. Now, if I had done all those things with the webinar a few days ago, it would have been a $40,000 profit webinar, no problem. All right. Also, Source Dynasty would have been packed with people I don't really enjoy working with. It wouldn't have been that great of a program, all that kind of stuff. So I knew all this stuff ahead of time. I've been trained to make extremely high converting webinars. A 500K webinar did very, very, very well. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to use all those things in webinars a little bit later on. Those are just some tactics you can take and apply to your business right now. Now, with all that being said, guys, I did all that. If I did all those things, I would have not attracted my ideal customer, and I would not have been able to enjoy Source Dynasty like I'm going to. So rule number 1, guys, one thing to keep in mind whenever we're going through in this course, I'm going to teach you some evil tactics to just create massive amounts of sales. But rule number 1 is money will never make up for something you hate working on. All right, it won't. I mean, of course, it will pay the bills, but after a certain extent, when you get successful, it's just not going to really be worth it. So let's take a step back, all right? With everything I just said, what are some of the things, just real quick answer, what things are you not doing with your business I just listed, all right? And some people asked, Adam Moody, Ben Train, Mario Brown, a few other people I'm not going to mention right now. Some big names I'm not sure if I can mention it publicly right now, but a lot of good webinar coaches, a lot of good copywriters, all sorts of stuff like that. So Christian asked, what type of people do I not like working with? All right. So the people that I don't like working with is a person who comes in the door of my business or whatever, and the first thing they're thinking about is they're on the fence. They're very skeptical about what they're buying. The second they hop over, all they're thinking about is a refund. They're paying attention to the little nitty gritty things instead of the overall picture of everything, and they're not focused on moving forward. They're more focused on just kind of pointless, erroneous stuff. And that's not the type of client I want to get into. The type of client I want to work with, and just before I can lay that out there, is a type of client who's sort of like me. All right, if they invest in my business, it's not a huge risk for them, and they're more excited about being on my business than they are worried about the cost. Right, and that it's not because like what's the word for it? They're so stinking rich. It's just because they understand the benefits of business. And when you have a person who has that mindset, when you have a person who's ambitious, when you have a person who's excited about working with you, and is not so worried about focused on the risk and is more focused on the reward, then you end up with a person that you can actually get a lot of good results with. You end up with a person who's going to do what you say. You end up with a person that you're going to enjoy working with. All right. Yeah. Cool. Yep. All right. So cool. And then John Davis actually just said the current SEO environment is creating more skeptical buyers. Remember what I talked about a few days ago. All right. There's a vacuum of value right now in the SEO world. All right. There's so many agencies selling crap right now. There's so many agencies that require a 6-month contract. There's so many services out there that are screwing themselves in the ass, excuse my French, because they aren't focused on value. If you can be that one person who is focused on value, takes away all the risk and stuff like that, you're going to shine. That's why SEO is one of the industries I decided to hop into right now. There's a lot of skepticism. If you can be one of the people, just like with SourceWave, all right, so many people were on these email lists that are getting blasted every day by other email list owners and stuff like that. I said, no, I'm not going to be like that. And I'm going to make myself different. I'm actually going to care and give people value before I ask them for money. Just like that, all these other people became erroneous, and I became the head, even though I'm not the best SEO in the whole entire world. I'm not the best blogger. So keep that in mind, John. All right. Yeah. All right. So how many people, what I just told you, what are you not doing with your business? All right. How many people here, what do you think that I just talked about? Even if you're doing, what do you think you can do a little bit better? All right. Just give me some quick shout. Anthony says scarcity. Give me a few ones. All right. Christian says everything. Ken says free trial. And one thing, guys, like what I like to say a lot of times with one sales pitch I did with clients one time, as I said, hey, look, you just cover the hard costs and I'll give you a free trial to be an SEO client. This is a little bit back in the day. I don't per se do this anymore because the clients I deal with are a little bit too high end to really need something like that. But a lot of times I'll just say, hey, free trial, you just cover my hard costs. And so the price of the service will be, I don't know, $2,000 per month. I'll say, look, you give me $1,000 hard cost. That's more than enough for me to get them results with. All right. So I give them free trials and stuff like that. You do stuff like that. It's more about making that money long recurring income long term. All right. Cool stuff. Look for better clients. Bradley says that using webinars to teach local business owners SEO. Exactly. If you can get local business owners excited about SEO, they'll do that. Alex G brings up a really good point. He says, in SEO right now, I feel like it's all about building high PR links. Nothing else works. I feel like I'm building a business that might be a one-trick pony. That's exactly what Source Dynasty is about, dude. It's about building a business that is a many-trick pony, all right? SourceWave now covers so much stuff. It's now digs into so many brands. We're breaking into business coaching and stuff right now. It's about breaking out of that, all right? Yep. Dean says, my number one sales method is using influence referrals. Better clients, everything like that. All right. So I think everybody here realizes there's some stuff they can do a little bit better with their business. So let me look through there. That's kind of irrelevant. But anyways, guys, that's just a quick demo. All right. I just wanted, the first thing, I didn't want to have like a quick welcome to the course, welcome to the kind of the webinars. This is what we're going to be doing, kind of curriculum webinar kind of thing. I wanted to give you guys some really quick stuff that you can take away and think about right now tonight. So what I want to do real quick is give you guys a quick intro of what Dynasty is going to be. All right. Is everybody excited real quick? Everybody like that info real quick? Just that quick little splurge of just really good, useful info. Yep. See a ton of yes. Yep. All right. That was just a quick little glimpse. All right. I just wanted to give you, just rev the engine up a little bit before we got into the intro. All right. So what is Source Dynasty, guys? All right, if anybody has any questions right now, Source Dynasty is not focused on SEO rankings, all right? Though you do have access to all that in Infinitum. If you guys are Infinitum members right now, what I want you to do, literally just cancel your PayPal, all right? Just cancel the PayPal subscription right there, and you will still have access. I will not be blocking any of your accounts, and you can also register through all the webinars via the Dynasty site. And what we're going to be focusing on is long-term growth as an SEO business owner and marketing your business. I want to show you to take a business that might be average or just starting out right now and turn into an SEO beast by 6 months from now and have it just tanking everything a year from now. And this is meant to take you from a mindset A person to a person who is aware of mindset B and then transform you into a person that is mindset B. All right. So, and this might be a few people here, and I don't mean any offense by this whatsoever, but this is how a lot of people basically think. All right. This was the same way I thought back in the day. All right. What mindset A is and where a lot of people get stuck in. And one thing I want to also say out there is something you can't really talk about in products, something you can't really tell people about is the real secret to making money online is fixing your head first. All right. You can have all the business tactics in the world. You can have all the sales strategies in the world, but until your head and mind is thinking the right way, you're not going to find outrageous success. All right. And with that being said, this is not going to be a Tony Robbins course, but that's one thing we're going to be focusing on is how you think and how you go about building businesses and stuff like that. So how a person of mindset A thinks is my best bet is to do what everybody else is doing. All right. They only think I sell one thing. There's just one thing I sell. I'm going to have to reach big heights. I'm just going to have to sell this one thing over and over and over again. Another thing mindset A thinks is I'm not going to be the biggest, the baddest, or a leader. My business cannot do that. I'm just going to be somewhere in between. And mindset A thinks if I can just make a solid income, that would be great. Mindset A thinks risk are bad. I avoid intimidating challenges. And I stick to what I know. With that being said, that results in you knowing very little. It makes you a very weak weapon. That's why you're going to see some people that have been doing SEO for 5 years, while I've been doing SEO for about 2 years now total, that still aren't making any money. They're making very little money. And that's because of the kind of mindset that I'm talking about right now. If you practice something for 3 years, you're going to get really good at it if you have the right mindset. And the last thing mindset A thinks is success for my business is kind of a straight line process. It's an A to B kind of thing. There's no real twist and winds. It's just like, I need to do this over and over again to make money. All right. How many people here kind of feel like that? You know, yeah, somebody's single. How many people here have thought like that before? How many people have kind of thought, hey, you know, that's how I feel sometimes. That's how you kind of viewed yourself when you first got into this. That's how I felt. You know, some people say there's a lot of people here that say no. All right. This is not all the mindset A people go sit in the corner and all the mindset B people come over here. You're great. This is just recognizing painful, bad thought process. All right. Yeah. Some people definitely feel like that. I mean, I definitely felt like that for a long time. And then when I changed my thinking to a mindset B, through a lot of things I'm going to talk about, but again, this is not some Tony Robbins course. What Source Dynasty is really about, on top of teaching all those proven sales tactics, on top of telling you how to improve or grow your brand, it's turning you into a mindset B person. Compared to mindset A, you know, mindset B people really think my best bet, like literally this is your best bet, this is the safest route to do, is to do something really great and have a completely different approach than everybody else and get out of what everybody else is doing. All right. If everybody else is doing one thing, do not do that. All right. That's exactly like when I first got into SEO. All right. People were focused on this white hat. They were focused on long-term rankings. I didn't want that. All right. I focused on doing something different. When I first got into building an SEO brand, everybody was focused on hitting their email list up with offers. Everybody was just launching products. Everybody was just like the people in the blogging kind of white hat world were being very, they never gave enough. They were very theory based, all right, and they just did theory. And then the other people in the JV kind of product launching world were just spam, 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 spam. I did something completely different, all right. When I started a blog, instead, when I would launch products and send people from my email list to my blog, instead of hitting them with more products and just say, look, like at one point with my partner Alex Cass, I said, look, you take the email list, I'll take the email list. I'm gonna build value. I'm gonna get them to like me. And every JV partner I talk to is like, Alex, why would you do that? You have to treat them like buyers. I said, no, I want to build brand loyalty and stuff like that. So I did things completely different than everybody else. And that's why now a lot of people, how many people here maybe bought products from a person 2 years ago, and that person you haven't seen, heard from them since? You know, they've just kind of disappeared, fell off the grid. You know, tons of people, tons. I know so many people that did that exact process, and they're still either stuck at the income they used to be making, or they just don't really exist anymore. So first off, just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean that's the worst thing you can possibly do. All right, doing what everybody else is doing is the worst, riskiest thing you can ever do. It's better to be a freak of nature than somebody that blends in. All right. So with that being said, I also, compared to mine today, I also only, or how you want to think is you sell everything I possibly can to the entire industry. All right. It's not just selling SEO to clients. All right. It's not just selling info products, if anybody here does that. It's not just selling software, if anybody does that. It's taking everything and creating a broad niche. All right. Think of let's think for a second. Brands that have really branched out in the basically selling Amazon. All right. Google. All right. What they do, and one of the reasons I think they're so successful, is they just constantly branch out and they do everything they possibly can to make money. Right. That's the type of mindset you got to be. All right. My income right now is made up of about 4 or 5 different businesses and my SEO websites. Right. I literally built everything on top of each other, because building one of those businesses sometimes is not going to be possible. Right? Sometimes they're capped out. So one of the best ways to blow up your income and really make a lot more money is by branching out on all sorts of stuff right now. If you're a person that is just running an SEO client-based business right now, could you start selling maybe cheaper things to people that would not hop onto your service? Could you sell just maybe a $200 per month service that you literally can just throw people in the system and it just kind of does the stuff for them? It's kind of just, for lack of better words, automated for you. All right. Could you possibly think of a software solution you could sell to other SEO agencies next time you're at a conference or stuff like that? You got to be always thinking outside the box of everything you can possibly sell. All right. Mindset B person thinks I'm the authority and I'm the badass of this realm. Now that's kind of a ballsy thing. Not, I mean, too many people. How many people here would be comfortable stepping up and just viewing themselves as the authority in whatever they're doing? All right. How many people right now are just the authority, like the absolute badass, everybody listens to me, kind of thing, kind of person right now? How many people's business is like that? Everybody here, I see I can be. People say, no, not yet, not yet. That's how you need to think from now on. All right. And this is the starting webinar. All right. This is the beginning webinar. We have 2 more webinars this month. We're going to be teaching the step-by-step stuff, but I want to teach you how to think first. All right. You are no longer, I do not want you to ever think anymore that I need to be the person, I'm the follower type of person. All right. The best way to set yourself apart from everybody else in the industry is to just set yourself apart and say I'm the authority and start treating everything you need to do like it's the authority. All right. Stop being the person that hides behind everybody else. Everybody here is an ambitious kind of type, B type of person. That's why I wrote the business and I made the kind of pitch to attract that type of person. All right. A lot of people, how you need to think is mindset B, and this might be challenging to a few people here that they're just getting started and just started the business, is you got to get outside of the realm of thinking a solid income is what you want. All right. You need to start thinking of a solid income as a given. All right. Because what you need to focus on is the desire to do something great and be incredibly wealthy. All right. Right now, I really have no financial drive. All right. You literally give me a bed, a big screen TV, and a guitar. I'm good to go. All right. My goal right now and how I do stuff is just literally beating my best every month. I want to do something great. And of course, I'm going to make an income. All right. Of course, I'm going to have an income so I can afford everything you got. You got to stop thinking in that scarcity mindset. You have to be the type of person that goes, I need to be incredibly wealthy. I need to be making $50,000 a month now. All right. You need to find everything else unacceptable, because when you start thinking like that, it's not like you're going to become some brain damaged goods. Like when you start thinking like that, you will start making money like that. When you start thinking, I need to be making that type of money, you start thinking and taking action based on that type of money, type of mindset. You stop going out there and really fishing for little clients and just trying to stack little bits on your business time, and you only make big moves. All right, does everybody see that real quick? Yep, Dean sees that. We got Dean over here. I think Dean's just the resident badass, right? Yeah, but everybody sees that real quick. Big moves, all right? Big moves. That's how you need to think, all right? Really funny thing, you'll see a lot of millionaires, they'll lose all their money and then they'll make it all right back. And that's because their minds are geared to think in millions of dollars instead of thousands of dollars, right? And it's really just a thought process. I can't stress that enough. I started making $100,000 per month a few months after I decided I need to make $100,000 per month. That's just literally how it worked out. Everything finds a way to kind of work itself up. Now, also, mindset B person thinks risk and scary ideas are what makes you rich, all right? Risk and scary ideas are what are going to make you a rich person, because it's everybody else is avoiding them, right? They're taking risk, failing, and also succeeding are the things that are going to find you those loopholes. It's the places where you're going to find the pins and the holes in the systems, and you're going to be able to break through, all right? You need to be totally okay with that. And scary ideas and being intimidated needs to make you happy, all right? If you're not intimidated, you're not moving in the right direction. You need to know, you need to be constantly moving the things that make you uncomfortable, because when you're learning things that make you uncomfortable, you're doing things that make you uncomfortable, your head grows at such a tremendous pace. Your thinking, how you view things, grows so explosively that it's just really incredible how fast and how much you can evolve as a person when you're constantly just being uncomfortable. All right, it's very, very weird. All right. On top of that, success is a combination of a ton of different paths coming together. All right. What you need to be thinking is not how can I get more clients. All right. You need to be thinking how can I get more clients? How can I create a little service on the side to do this? How could I maybe open a warrior forum thread on the side that sells an SEO service on the web? How could I open a software? What software could I hire a developer to start making software that I can sell to other companies? You need to be thinking of like 5 different ways, and I'll branch them over to one general goal that's making a ton of money. All right. That's another thing right there. All right. You'll be thinking, I'm going to become an authority, and that's not going to make me money. I'm going to be like an SEO authority, all right? I'm going to be famous a year from now. And that's a goal of mine, but I'm also going to use that fame to launch this software, to launch this service. I'm going to use that fame to get a book deal, all right? Everything's moving all together. I'm not saying multitask yourself to hell. I'm just saying plan out and go different routes to get things done, all right? So everybody see that mindset, be reality. Everybody think they can think like that. I see a few people here that are already like, yeah, that is me. That is me. But if you're a mindset A person right now, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody starts off mindset A, but you want to start, maybe you can't just adopt this mindset overnight, but you want to start thinking about this. And you want to start moving in an uncomfortable direction. So the goal is to be a cutting edge, innovative person that other people follow, all right, especially 6 months from now, all right? Huge sums of money, all right, is your next goal, all right? Your goals here need to be making 300K to 500K by this time next year. All right, that might seem impossible to some people, and that needs to stop seeming impossible to you. All right, this time next year, you're going to be making $300,000 to $500,000 a year. All right, that's it. All right, the end. All right, yeah, and it's 100% doable with what I'm going to teach you here. All right, that's a year from now. A lot of people here are a lot more experienced than I was a year ago. All right, everybody here can do this. If you can't do this, then this isn't the program for you. If you don't think you can do that, you don't think you can do big things, hit me up after the webinar. I'll give you your money back. There you go. So look, I literally did everything I'm going to be teaching you in this whole entire program, everything, as a stupid 23-year-old. That's when I got started doing this. All right, I had no skill set in internet marketing whatsoever. All right, most people here, I acknowledge you are older than me, you're wiser than me in multiple aspects, and you have way more experience than me, and probably tons of other stuff. Right? You're just not leveraging it the right way. All right, and then no one here is dumber than anybody else. No one here is more what's the word for it? More, I don't know, more better. All right, yeah, let's break down English and use caveman speak. No one here is better than everybody else. It's just some people aren't leveraging stuff the right way. All right, so everybody keep that in mind. All right, I did this when I was just an idiot 23-year-old. All right, so there you go. So what we also want to focus on is overall transformation of your business. All right, from whatever it is now to something that thousands of people know about. That's what I want for every single person here. I want a lot of people here to say, like, look, thousands of people like my business on Facebook, not because I did any like crazy marketing tactics, just because a lot of people know about it and stuff like that. All right. And you want you to have a clear cut way to create leverage and harness your ideas. So many people here have really, really good freaking ideas. All right. How many people here have an idea and think, that's an amazing idea. All right. That's an amazing freaking idea. Yeah. But how many people here actually make a ton of money off those ideas? All right. Yeah. Yeah. People always have ideas, but you got to know how to leverage those ideas. All right. Here's a really funny thing, guys. All right. Most of my businesses that make the most money for me aren't that great of ideas. All right. I just know how to leverage what I do. All right. Source Infinitum. I'll talk more about the public businesses. That is over 2,000 members on it, paying anywhere from $17 to $50 per month. All right. It's not that great of idea. It's just, hey, let's open an SEO membership site, but I leveraged it the right way. All right. Source Autopilot. It's basically, I looked at Link Emperor and said, hey, I can do that too. All right. It's not the world's best idea, but I leverage it the right way. Right? You don't have to have amazing ideas, but you have to be able to harness your ideas and use them the right way. My high-end consulting, when I take on high-end clients, that's nothing brand new. It's not even that great of idea. Most things I learn from watching other internet marketers do stuff. I don't sit in my house and have great ideas all day. All right. I just look what other people do and I leverage it. All right. That's what it's all about. So you need a clear-cut way to leverage and harness your ideas over and over again. All right. Right now, if I have a good idea and I think it's a good idea, I can run with it. Like literally when I was in a plane 2 weeks ago, I decided, you know what? I want to have a 6-figure per month business coaching business because I really like teaching business right now. Harness my idea. We're here in this reality right now. You see how that works, all right? I just know how to leverage stuff. So what I'm also talking about is this is also not a get rich quick scheme. All right. If anybody here wants to be a millionaire by the end of this month, no. But end of this year, yeah, there you go. I think that's actually kind of a get rich quick scheme end of this year. But this is the build an absolute unstoppable beast blueprint kind of thing. All right. So that's what we got going on here. All right. On top of this, guys, what I also want to reinforce so strongly this webinar, it's about all of us working together. All right. I'm up here talking. I'm kind of leading the group. But right now, well, that's not what I meant. I did the weak ideal customer pitch for another reason. I did the ideal customer pitch for another reason. I don't read what I wrote up there. I woke up this morning, I guess, wrote that. What I did when I did that is I wanted to get a group of really smart people working together. All right, this combined group of people right here, there's multiple people in this group making $20,000 per month. I've seen, Dean in here kicking ass. I see a ton of people already in the forums that are already absolutely killing it. All right. You're literally surrounded by a bunch of people in this room. You can't really look around, but let's just look over to your left and right and hallucinate that there's someone really cool sitting next to you. And you're literally surrounded by a group of really smart, ambitious people that have a lot of good ideas. I'm not the only person in this group right now that has tremendous ideas or tremendous value within inside their head. So with that being said, you're surrounded also by a ton of people that are like people like you. All right, that are not turned on by hype and all that bullshit you see in internet marketing. They don't need incentives or refund risk guarantees, fast action bonuses to take action with their business. All right, these are people that see something good and do not need the McDonald's typical sales pitch for retards to get them to go somewhere. All right, I don't mean to be rude at all, but that's just sometimes how you have to pitch products to get people to buy them. All right, so you're also surrounded by smart, fast lane people who don't have time for bullshit. All right, they don't have time to focus on little dumb stuff like that. So there are some very successful people here, and not many of us are. And there's also not many of us. All right, this is a very closed off group. All right, what I want to see people doing right here is making networking, business connections. All right, everybody here. There's a lot of people here. Everybody here is successful in one way or another. All right, nobody that hopped onto this. I literally said, if you're not successful, do not get in here. All right. Everybody here is successful on one level or another, or is moving towards success. That's a tremendous connection, you guys, right here. Picture this as like a fraternity in a college with everybody going in really good directions. You got some older people that are already kicking ass. You got some people just getting started, already having success. So keep that in mind. Everybody's on the same page, and everybody's pumped about their future. The sales pitch was not designed to attract any other type of person. All right. The boardroom and the other members are one of your greatest resources on here. Everyone who is here is a value giver and an anti-leech type of person. I specifically made the pitch to scare away any type of person who's a leech or wants something easy or wants the easy path, right? I said this is going to be intimidating. This is going to be hard. This is not for you if you are on the fence, all right? So that's why you're not going to see foolish shit on the forums here. That's not where you're going to see all sorts of the type of crap that you see on war forums, stuff like that. This is a very select group of people. So get on the forums, introduce yourself, and talk to each other and start working together as well. All right. There's so many people here that could joint venture and make a lot of money together. There's a lot of people here that you could probably make a lasting business relationship with. I met my partner, Alex Cass, and though we're two very different people, all right, I think you guys have noticed that if you've been on either of our lists and stuff like that, we sync together so well. And I would not be here without Alex Cass, and Alex Cass would not be where he is without me. So keep that in mind. All right. So everybody get on the forum. Yeah. Somebody asked about how many people are there. There's going to be about a total of 80 people. All right. Total of 80 people in there. Yep. Yeah, and Michael says the vacationer. Yeah, what Alex likes to do is travel the world and do cool things and have like the passive income. He's literally living the dream. I mean, Alex is very, 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 very well, and he's essential to everything we do in the JV world. I mean, you guys would not be here without Alex Cass. I'll tell you guys that much as well. But he interacts with this list differently. I interact with my list differently, But we come together, and when we come together, we make some really badass stuff, right? That's one of the reasons why SourceWave is so big. A lot to do with Alex as well. So this all ties back, guys. One thing I want to break down after I just got through this whole happy thing. Everybody's so pumped and probably dancing right now, but this all ties back to making money. This is not a self-help course, all right? I might do a few webinars on mindset or stuff like that, but the first bunch of webinars are going to be focused on making money and steps to making money. So with all the cool stuff I just said, with all the stuff to get you pumped, this is not a self-help course. This is not SEO Moz, how to treat the internet like happy time kind of stuff. So what's up? One thing I want to mention real quick, let me just see what the next few slides have to say, all right, is what I want to talk about now is where's your business at? All right, what this webinar is meant to be is kind of like the starting point, all right? It's the initial, we're getting the vitals, we're taking our, we're setting our kind of benchmarks, all right? Where's your business at, all right? How much money are you making and where do you want to be, all right? Anybody here, you can throw out numbers. I'm not going to be throwing out people's income, But how much money are you making? Where do you want to be? All right. Where do you want to be a year from now? All right. I see some people here that have one client. I see people here that have tons of clients. All right. Someone says, yeah, 6 to 10K per month. That's a goal a lot of people have right here. Cool. All right. Yep. 50K a month, 160,000, but 20 employees. All right. Yeah. Got some stuff right here. All right, cool. So I see a lot of people. So just for you guys know, the average thing I'm seeing right now, I see a lot of people here making anywhere from 3,000. I see a few people making close to $20,000, $30,000 per month. And where the mean goal is, I see a lot of people wanting to make anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 per month. Those are all really good goals. All right. So what are your biggest issues right now? All right. What do you guys consider? What do you consider? These are things you got to address real quick. And this is also going to help me real quick. What is your biggest issue right now? Is it getting clients? Is it thinking of products to create? All right. Is it knowing how to sell whatever you're selling? All right. Is it being relevant in your niche? Is it being one of the go-to places? Or are people just kind of ignoring you because you're kind of the what's the word for it? The Kmart of Walmart. All right. You're just like the little brother. Is it being ahead? All right. By ahead, I mean just on the cutting edge or stuff like that. What are your biggest issues right now? Bradley says shitty clients. Adam says time. All right. Someone says getting clients. Definitely getting clients. All right. Marketing new products. All right. Getting above the line. Let me get a quick job. Beating the competition. Getting clients. A lot of people here selling and being ahead. Becoming an expert. All right. So, one sec. Let me go back real quick. Let me jump back real quick. All right. So, let's see some stuff. All right. A lot of people here see getting clients is their biggest issue. All right. So how many people here are creating value for clients? All right. How many people here have a resource that naturally attracts people? How many people here have businesses that other people would talk about? How many people here have businesses that people would be fans of? All right. Yeah. See, we have some people here that have good businesses, but how many people have something of value that attracts their client? All right. What would attract your client other than a sales pitch? Right. Who has a business here that has a course of action that attracts people regardless if you're selling to them or not? All right. Yeah. Some people say, yep, there you go. A lot of people here, there's nothing that you have to attract clients other than a sales pitch or advertising. All right. Dean, you say me, what do you have to attract clients? Let's give us some feedback right here. All right. I just want to have everybody talking right now. All right. Dean, if you can hear me, just kind of throw out networks. All right. Dean has networks to attract clients. He has references and stuff like that. All right, cool. How many people here work with other businesses? How many people here network? How many people regularly go to events and talk about their business and stuff like that? All right. See a few people here. Some people see new. All right. How many people here give away free stuff to attract their ideal client? All right. How many people do that? How many people give away some really good stuff that people you could charge a lot of money for free to attract their client? All right. There you go. See some people here speak at events. A lot of people saying no. All right. Cool stuff. Yeah. Someone says a lot of freebies. I do free training and stuff like that. All right. How many people here have their business featured on major places online? All right. How many people here can say they've been featured on, let's just start kind of the lower publications like Search Engine Journal. All right. How many people? Yeah. How many people have gone out there? All right. How many people have a book? All right. How many people have a book that would attract clients? All right. Some people say, I see a few people. Yes, I see a few people have been places somewhere. All right. How many people here actively have people sharing their business on Facebook? All right. How many people have stuff? How many people have that? All right. No book. All right. See some people. Yes. Some people saying yes to Facebook. What other things can we harness and stuff like that? How many people here regularly how many people here regularly exchange let's just not just say information, but send people to other people's businesses and their businesses send back? I see Dean right here. I'm guessing, Dean, your network that you talked about, it doesn't work one way. Your network you also get help your network out as well, right? If you can hear me, yeah. Yeah, no, we keep it very client, but I'm guessing how many people help other businesses in their niche to get clients as well? All right. How many people do that? How many people go out there and help other SEO businesses, help them improve their business so that they'll help you do that? All right. Everybody's saying all these ways you can go out there and start harnessing it. I see a lot of people saying yes, but not doing everything out there. All right. And that's one way you could be getting a ton more clients right now. just by doing stuff like that. And that's the type of stuff we're going to get into, having a business that is everywhere. All right. If you get featured on some big place, if you knew how to contact big bloggers, if you knew how to get a book out there that was right for your target market and actually get it bought by the right people, if you knew how to exchange clients and information kind of back and forth with other businesses, you knew how to kind of create a network of businesses that you can work with, you wouldn't have to worry about clients. And I think a lot of people here might be going out there. I mean, just reading some things. Some people say, a lot of people here I see they're creating. They have to focus on cold calling to get clients and stuff like that. And for my frame of reference, you guys can tell I'm good at talking. I have no problem calling on someone on the phone and selling something, and I can probably sell it pretty well. But how I've gotten all my high-end clients is they've either found me through the kind of networks and sources and kind of the web I've set up over the web, or I set it up in a very certain way that I'm the perfect stuff for them. How many people here are the expert in one niche? All right. How many people here would be the perfect match for, I don't know. How many people here just target one niche? All right. Yeah, Natalie, what do you do? What type of niche do you there? Real estate agents. All right. Dean says real estate agents. And Dean, how well do you understand real estate agents? I bet you can tell me everything you need to know about real estate agents. All right. Right? Yep. 25 years experience. Dean, what Dean is throwing out here, Dean is the perfect kind of, what's the word for it? It's real estate agents are his perfect client. He can speak to them on levels that other people can. All right. I see a lot of people who say I market to cosmetic dentist. All right. Boom. Just like that. And Dean, how easy, just real quick, how easy is it for you to sell to a real estate agent when they realize you have 25 years experience in the niche? All right. How easy is it for you to sell? You probably have to fend off clients, right? Yeah. Dean says 50% conversion. No, I have no real estate agents. Some real estate agents make a lot of money. I was in San Diego a few weeks ago. A guy made literally $80,000 just selling one house. Dean says literally charges $5K up front. Big stuff right there. Cool stuff like there. So yeah, exactly, and it's that easy to sell. All right. Someone says William right here says I'm an expert in Mexico real estate selling. All right. Anybody here who's not the expert in a certain niche, think about that. Someone asked real quick, just completely off topic question. When I was thinking about having a little meetup in San Diego, I'm thinking maybe towards the end of the year. You guys will have a big impact on where we have it. I'm thinking either San Diego because I'm a big fan of Pacific Beach, but more on that later. But guys, look at this other thing right here. All right, listen to what some of the other smart people here are saying. All right, some of the people here, all the smart people here are saying. Dean, for example, already clearly very successful. He markets to real estate agents. He's the perfect niche for them. All right, if you're having trouble getting clients, it's probably because you're trying to hit a brick wall, which is probably cold calling and stuff like that. You're not, if you understand or you can get into a certain niche, right? Say you're in the niche of plastic surgeons, it's very easy to find a network of plastic surgeons or plastic surgeon related businesses and stuff like that. So keep that all in mind. All right. So a lot of people said clients, but how many people here have ever thought of creating a product, whether it's a book, info product, software? All right. Has anybody ever thought about doing that? All right. How many people here have ever gone out, thought about creating a software that's a little bit more realistic for some people? All right. How many people here, first off, have ever gotten really good results for a client and tracked it? All right. How many people here get what I'd like to say, great results that are almost rare in the SEO niche for their clients? All right. How many people here think about could really teach people a thing or two about SEO? All right. Steve Bell, yes. All right, like that. Have you guys ever thought about leveraging that into products that teach people how to do what you do? I'm not the only person who can make a product like that. A lot of you guys here have the knowledge inside your head to make a tremendous products that shit on all the stuff you see on Warfarm, that shit on all the stuff you get emailed about every single day. They could be really big sellers and bring you countless leads. All right. You know where a lot of my leads come from a lot of times? I build up a list of the list also grows from SourceWave right now, but I built a list of 20,000 clients or potential customers from launching products. That's why I would do it. And I would bring all those customers in. You know how many agencies are on my list? You see how many successful people here right now? There's so many successful people here that are on my coaching program because I build up this big list of leads from launching products. Has anybody ever thought of doing that? Some people say, but all right. So Dean says, I know nothing about SEO. I outsource it. All right. But how many big people do you think would be interested in how you do that, Dean? How many people do you think would be interested? All right. If you were to sit down and I said, if someone came to you, Dean, and said, how much, I want you to teach me everything you know about how you run your business, how much would you charge them? How much would you charge them? A good deal, right? I'm sure there's tons of people in right here. Just a quick show of hands. Just a quick show of yeses. How many people here would give Dean $20 to see how he's built this business based around real estate agents. How many people are going to give him $20? Tons of people just said yes. All right, tons of people. All right, how many people here would give him $100? All right, we'll give him $100. Somebody says I will PayPal him $100. All right, look at that right there, guys. And this is just a group of 55 people that aren't little, for lack of better words, people that just are shiny object go-getters. All right, that's one thing you really want to think about, guys. One of the biggest leverages for my business is the fact that I know how to create a product and I can go out there and launch it and get 2,000 emails of people that are my targeted customer. All right, I make almost no money launching SEO. I mean, those like WSOs or JVZoo products. All right, what you guys might not know is that that's where I get a lot of leads from. All right, I launch it purely for the leads. That's one big thing. I built up a big list of JVs that have all these SEO agency owners on their list, so I can pull those SEO agency owners from their list to my businesses. All right, as everybody here has something in their head, or I'm going to teach you something in your head that is worth selling and way to get leads. The best way to get leads online is by selling something. All right, so that's another thing right there. All right, how many people here think they could write a good copy or create a sales video that could convert a cold person that comes on their website? All right, how many people here think they could do that? I see a few people. See Marco? Yeah, I see a few people saying yes. Yeah, I see a lot of people no. All right, how many people here consider themselves really good copywriters? How many people here thinks they can write ads? Daniel says he sells videos. There you go. We got a person that sells videos. Yeah, stuff like that. All right. One way that I know how to get a ton of leads, guys, I can make extremely high converting videos. All right, I've launched products. You guys have seen how the sales funnel for Source Autopilot were always sold out in 30 seconds. Again, just like that, knowing how to sell. All right, these are all big issues you can address. All right, how many people here, well, we're kind of getting into that, but how many people here consider themselves on the cutting edge of the industry? All right. Some people, yes. A lot of people here see cutting head. Yep. How many people here can think their brand is completely unique? All right, how many people think that if you put their brand in a lineup with a bunch of other people, or people came on the site, they would say, this business is totally unique. This is like the Apple of SEO. This is the Ferrari of SEO. How many people can say that? All right. And I'll tell you one thing, guys. One of my biggest selling factors for SourceWave is that I treat it just like it's the Ferrari of SEO. I make it cool. I make it sexy. I make it all this cool stuff. Not because that's fun for me. I make it like the Ferrari. I want to have that brand so I can charge that amount of money. I want to have that aura. All right. So these are all big issues. All right. Have a lot of things. Have the stuff I just brought up. A lot of people here might be doing well, but even the successful people here, it's just kind of made you start thinking of all the stuff you could do. All right. What if you could go out there and make an SEO software right now, just all you know right now? What if you knew how to hire a developer to do that? All right. You could get so many leads. Imagine if you made, the guy who made the best spinner or something like that. He has millions upon millions, well, I'm not sure millions, but hundreds of thousands of people, SEOs on his email list. All right. He can get SEO clients whenever he wants. All right. Same stuff like that. Imagine all the potential. Imagine all the stuff you're not doing in the SEO niche. And I'm not saying you have to go become a WSO launcher at all. And this is not what this course is about, really. But just think of all the stuff you could be doing. All right. And also, guys, I'll get into that. Somebody asked if there's a big upfront cost. So look, one thing I'm going to do after this real quick, guys, is I'm going to make a forum thread about this. And I want you guys to see how much you have in common. I want you guys to go and literally list the things your business is good at and the things you really suck at and the things you want to get into, but you're not currently doing. All right, or you've thought about getting into, but never thought it was possible. And this is going to help me out as well. So let's talk about the game plan right now, guys. I've got you guys thinking about, just what you can be doing. All right, just right off the bat. All right, I've given you some quick little tips and stuff like that. So the game plan, all right, this is going to be done in phases. And also, like to point out the wonderful Disney movie with The Rock. Yeah, we'll be making that G+ group too as well, Bradley. All right, so basically, I'm sure we can all make fun of this movie real quick. Take a second. All right. Did anybody see Fast and the Furious? Yeah. Compared to there. All right, cool stuff. All right, so what the game plan is going to be, it's going to be done in phases. It's set up so that when the phases are done, you'll have some pretty cool shit going for you if you do the phases. All right, you're going to have a very lethal weapon. And more importantly, it's all about creating a weapon that you can leverage in any direction you want. I'm going to show you guys how to go out there and create a base or a weapon and then leverage it to do whatever you want. If you want to release If you want to, if at the end of this course you want to release info products for the rest of your life and never take another client again, you're going to be able to do that. If you want to be the high-end client type of guy, you're going to be able to go do that. If you want to have a business that sells only SEO software like SEO Mouse, you're going to be able to do that because you're going to be able to leverage whatever idea you have. All right, you're going to be able to choose what you work on. That's the biggest thing. Right now I can choose completely what I work on. I literally 2 weeks ago I was on an airplane. I said I want to coach people and tell them what I'm really passionate about. That's business. 2 weeks later, I have a six-figure business literally right in front of me because I can leverage it whenever I want. Right? I can work on whatever I want. That's a really beautiful thing. How many people here can literally just say, I'm going to work on whatever the hell I want today? All right, just without risk. How many people can do that? Yeah, a lot of people say I wish. I literally get to wake up every morning and go, what cool shit am I going to make today? Yeah, yep, same stuff. And Marco says, hey, I can't do that. I have two kids. Well, I don't have two kids as well, Marco, but I also want a Lamborghini. All right. You just got to think you have those things you want. And I might not have kids, but you can choose that. All right. I'm going to show you how to be able to leverage it. So anything you want will make money. So you don't have to be scared of doing that. All right. My biggest fear is having to move back in with my parents or not be successful. All right. That's my biggest fear. All right. Just like your biggest fear might not be supporting your family and stuff like that. I'm going to show you how to choose what you work on and leverage it in a way that you can choose whatever you want to work on without having to worry about it being, I'm not going to say everything you do is a success because part of being successful is taking risk, but you're going to be able to leverage stuff without fear. All right. Anything you do, as long as it's good and creates value, you're going to be able to leverage it. All right. So right now, a lot of people here, they probably have a business, but there's no leverage. It's like literally hitting a brick wall with a fork. All right. What we need to do, the first step to breaking through a wall, the first step to really making a lot of money is you have to step back and make a sledgehammer. All right. This is a weird metaphor. There's so many people that are out there trying to build an SEO, $1 million SEO business with making cold calls. All right. That might make that I've known a few people who have made a lot of money doing that. Not a ton, like $60,000 per year. Can everybody hear me all right? It says my audio is cracking out. Everybody give me a quick yes. Yeah, cool. All right. No, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people have made, $60,000 per year or whatever, $90,000 per year cold calling. But to me, that's not really an acceptable income. All right. I'm not trying to sound pompous or anything like that, but I want to live an extraordinary life. Right. $90,000 per year is not going to, buy me a Lamborghini. It's not going to let me do the cool things with my friends. It's not going to let me, take all my friends out and fly them down to San Diego and have a beach house and stuff like that. And that's not me up here wanting to be some pompous rich prick. I want to have a really cool life. So look, I need to step back and I need to make a sledgehammer, right? I need to get in the fast lane to making a lot of money. So we need to step back. We need to build a weapon instead of trying to poke a brick wall with a fork. Now, the next biggest issues have is they do not know the biggest issues. Oh, and this right now, the biggest issue most businesses have is that they don't have a brand. They don't have a sledgehammer and they don't know that this is a problem, right? A lot of businesses don't have a good sales pitch. They don't have a good strategy. They don't have a good marketing plan or anything. One second. Let me rephrase that. All right. No sales pitch, strategy, or marketing plan or anything is going to solve your problem until you have that leverage. All right. The issue is your brand, and most businesses have one. They don't have a defined, really awesome leverage, and it's your perception. All right. It's how people perceive your business. It's how you attract customers. Really, think about this. All right. How many people know who Neil Patel is? All right. How many people don't know who Neil Patel is? So I can use this metaphor the right way. How many people don't know who he is? All right. Neil Patel is one of the highest paid SEO consultants in the world. All right. You guys might have seen him on Facebook in your ads. It says work with Neil Patel. He's kind of like the Frank Kern kind of SEO. A very, very successful, multi-millionaire. All right. His brands just absolutely dominate. All right. If it's a Neil Patel brand, it's like, oh shit. All right. This is worth $40,000 per month, kind of stuff like that. Same stuff with Frank Kern. All right. Let's just say Frank Kern. All right. Everybody here knows who Frank Kern is. All right. If you went into a client meeting and the person coming in after you to sell was Frank Kern, would your business be able to compete? All right. Would your business be able to compete? Yeah. There's a lot of people saying no, possibly. Let's say you guys were selling the exact same thing. All right. Dean says yes. We got some people right there. All right. So a lot of people say no. All right. Stuff like that. Now, the reason is why. If Frank Kern was selling the exact same thing as you, why would your business not be able to compete? It's simply because he's Frank Kern. That's the only reason right here. All right. If I came up on stage and I said, I have an info product for $2,000, and then Frank Kern came up right next to me and said, I have an info product for $2,000. We're selling the same exact thing. Which one would you like to go with? A majority of the world will go with Frank Kern just because he's Frank Kern. That's a business angle that you just can't really get over by simply having a good business. It's not something you can go from having exceptional service. All right. So your brand and the ability. So real quick, guys, just having exceptional service, having a really good anything is not good enough. It's having that perception. It's being able to have that kind of aura that creates those sales. All right, that's the big thing that a lot of brands don't get to understand. You can only brute force your way to so many sales. You have to have a brand that attracts people. On top of that, guys, we have to have the right type of brand. Right now, I don't think anybody in this webinar, and maybe even myself, has the ability to we do not have the ability or the mass to make a Walmart or Kia of SEO. We can't have it for everyone. All right. And right now, I could not, we'll sort of, I've kind of done that with a few businesses, but right now, a lot of people here don't have massive email lists. You don't have the reach or anything like that where you can market to kind of the lower end people and make enough money. All right. The quickest route to making a lot of money really fast in the business is going the Ferrari route. All right. You want to have the Ferrari brand where you have a few customers, massive demand because you only service very few people, and you have super perceived value. All right, that's the way you want to go, because right now it's going to be maybe a year or so with the stuff I'm going to teach you before you have thousands and thousands of people circulating around your brand. All right, you want to have that brand. It's just like, ooh, all right, this is a Ferrari made specifically for you. Look at the SEO leather and stuff like that, and it has super perceived value, and not everyone can afford it. All right. You want to have a brand or a resource that attracts your base and your brand. Oh, let me rephrase this. All right. We want to, all right. So let me just break down phase one. That's what we're first going to be focusing on the first webinar, is creating a Ferrari-like brand. All right. That has massive perceived value, massive demand, massive intimidation. All right. That's the best type of brand to have in the whole entire world. All right. One second. I'm going to ask you some questions. All right. One second. Hey, Joe, you really long question. I'll get to it at the end of the webinar. Chris says, what if you're just starting from scratch with SEO niche sites? Can I leverage this program or can I wait? You definitely can leverage this program. And what I want you to do, Chris, after this webinar is go check out Infinitum and learn SEO real quick. It's not hard to learn. It's something you can master literally this month. So that's where we're going to be focusing on the first webinar. I'm laying out what we're going to be doing over the next few months. The first webinar, we're going to be laying out how to create the Ferrari-like brand. So we don't need mass. All right. We just need high perceived value and to be able to sell it for a whole lot of money. All right. And the beautiful thing about having a Ferrari brand in SEO is we don't have the hard cost that Ferrari has. Right. I don't even want to know how much it costs to make a car and how much they can sell it for. But we want to be able to charge the amount we want and have super high perceived value. So that's going to be the first webinar. Next thing we're going to be talking about is creating a blog or resource of value to attract and base your brand out of. And we're going to use it to generate a small following of fans for your business. All right. How many people, real quick, have never bought a Ferrari but are fans of Ferrari? All right. Ferrari has like about 1 billion more fans of it than actual customers, right? That's how they attract so many big, high-paying customers, though, and that's how they have such a high perceived value, all right? Very few people can afford a Ferrari, but everybody wants a Ferrari, and that want is what drives that few to spend a ton of money on the Ferrari, all right? It's all completely in people's heads. A Ferrari, at the end of the day, is simply something that gets people from point A to point B a little bit faster. That's it, all right? That's what it is at the end of the day. It's all perceived, all right? Whatever. The only reason people pay $300,000 for a Ferrari is because it's perceived, all right? Perception is literally everything. And when you have fans of your business and they want him, but they can't afford it, that few that can't afford it are going to throw in lots of money. Does everybody recognize that real quick? Yep. All right, cool. Next thing we're going to focus on is leveraging how to get your business featured places and create that celebrity-like authority aura. All right, I'm going to show you how to take the blog, your small following, and get you featured in places. All right, I want everybody here, at least featured in 1 or 2 publications, so you can use that and start getting traffic from those publications. On top of that, you can post on your business as seen in there. All right, as seen here. All right, so you can use that as your authority. That's the first thing to building up a very high perceived value. All right, when you log on the social triggers or anything like that, you log on the SourceWave, seen as. I need to update my as seen as because we've been featured a few more places. But you go on other places, as seen in Forbes, as seen in Search Engine Journal, as seen as whatever, that creates massive perceived value in your business. All right. Then what we're going to get into in the next webinar is defining your niche and becoming an authority and becoming the go-to brand for something. All right. Like Dean pointed out, he's the go-to brand for real estate agents. We want to be the go-to for something. So we're no longer shooting hazardly around getting clients. We're going to start a funnel of people that think we're perfect for them, that have massive perceived value of our business. All right. And then we're going to go into the tools and the steps to create massive leverage without force. All right. I'm going to show you how to really quickly. We're going to get into these ones way more little down the road, but I'm going to show you how to create small books, small products, small videos, and stuff like that you create massive leverage in your niche and make you seem like a celebrity. All right. The only difference between me and why some people think, I'm, God of SEO or something like that is because I have a $47 green screen in my house and an HD camera. That's it. All right. You can have that same type of persona, that same type of people. Like I love this. I want to do business with this type of person just like I do. All right. Phase 2. Next thing we're going to be getting to is now that we have actually something to work with, we're going to have something that we can leverage now. All right. We're not playing with matches now. We're playing with a flamethrower. All right. You're going to have your business is going to be perceived as something of value. Your services, skills, and results. Oh, okay. One second. First thing you got to realize in phase 2 is that on top of that, you're going to have something that's perceived of value. All right. But what you have to realize is your services, skills, and results mean absolutely nothing to your perceived value until you leverage them the right way. I know so many people that get kick-ass results for their SEO clients, but they cannot charge a high price because they do not leverage everything they do the right way. Right? It's all about leveraging it. Literally, guys, when I ranked a website in 24 hours for just not that hard of a term, I leveraged that to hell. All right, I leveraged that result to the infinitum of infinitum, and that's one of the big things that got so many people. I literally sent out to the email list, and people came and like, Becker is just a genius, when it really only took a few high PR links. All right, I create massive buzz by doing something very simple because I leverage it the right way. Anybody in this webinar could have done the exact same thing. They just didn't leverage it like I did. All right, so next thing, phase 2. I'm going to show you how to properly leverage and sell your awesome. Everything you do, I'm going to show you how to take it and make you more sales. All right. Every little small success you have right now, you need to turn into a bigger success. Anything cool I do, I turn into a massive success. All right. And it's not that hard. It's very, very simple. And I'm going to show you how to generate the right leads from your website. I'm going to show you how to generate the right leads from advertising. I'm going to show you how to create ads to attract the right people that want to pay you a lot of money. All right. I'm going to show you how to generate mass leads for free. All right. It's very, very simple to do. All right. I get so many free leads now. It's just, I can sit back and just put a work with me page on front of SourceWave and just make money off of that. All right. I'm going to show you how to generate the right leads by being featured places. All right. This is what we're going to be covering in phase 2. And there's going to be a lot of webinars breaking down all that stuff. And then what we're going to get into in phase 3 is it's all about making comical amounts of money and growing our business. All right. Right now, we know how to leverage stuff. All right. We know how to create a brand. We know how to create something, our weapon. All right. And we're going to learn how to leverage it in phase 2. And in phase 3, we're going to work on making tons of money with it. All right. I'm going to show you how to understand everything you can sell. I'm going to show you how to turn leads into high-end, super high-paying clients. All right. I'm no longer doing, clients for $1,000 per month. We want clients to pay $5,000 to $15,000 per month. I'm going to show you my complete selling process of getting that done. I'm going to show you how to create webinars to convert even lukewarm prospects and how to convert them from the webinars. All right. You're going to get the same training I've paid, tens of thousands of dollars for. Same exact training. Right? It's going to be just not copy and paste, but my twist relayed to you. All right. I'm going to show you how to create a software, leverage it, and make a 6-figure business overnight from software. All right. I've done the same thing. Like I literally made a 6-figure business from scratch from Source Autopilot overnight because I just leveraged it the right way. All right. Just like that. All right. I'm going to show you exactly how I did that from scratch. All right. I'm going to show you how to create services that masses of people buy and then blow them up in the 6-figure business as well. All right. On top of that, you're going to learn how to sell software. You're going to learn how to make services, all right? I'm going to show you make yourself and your business famous and using that fame to sell super high everything, all right? By the end of this kind of phase 3, if you want to sell, a $5,000 software, you can do that, all right? So if you guys were in Frank Kern's webinar I think about a week ago or a week and a half ago, the guy literally got done and the offer at the end was 3 easy payments of $2,900, all right? We want to be able to do that with your business. Right, you want to be able to do it. You want to be able to attract a mass of people to your webinar and then sell something at a ridiculous price. All right, absolutely ridiculous. And that's what we're going to focus on in phase 3. All right, and so it all lays out right there. All right, cool. So, and there's going to be a ton more. All right, once we get the weapon in place, once we know to leverage it, it's just literally making money. All right, and it's going to be a fun thing. So the overall message, guys, is we have something to work with first. We need to have something to work with first, and we need to get the basics of generating a customer base of fans. All right. Biggest thing I focus on in SourceWave is make my customer base fans. All right. When you have a customer base that's fans of your brand, they're fans of what you do, you don't have to sell to them. You just say, hey, fans, would you like to buy my new album? Like Justin Timberlake, he has a bunch of fans. He releases a new album. He doesn't have to sell it. It's just like, hey, here's my new album. All right. That's what you want to do. That's the type of business relationship you want to have with your customers. All right. And then once we have those things, we can go pedal to the metal and absolutely blow up our limit. Literally, the sky is the literal limit. By the end of this year, I'd like to be making $200,000 per month. All right. That's my goal. This month alone with the clients I'm taking on, how I'm pushing it on, I'm aiming to have anywhere from my first $100,000 to $150,000 month, just because I'm leveraging stuff now. All right, it's no longer hard. I just keep leveraging and leveraging and leveraging and leveraging. All right, so everybody excited for that real quick? Yep, everybody excited real quick? Want some hell yes. I want everybody here. We haven't even had a single person live this webinar, so I'm guessing it's going good. Everybody, yeah. All right, cool. Does everybody like that game plan? Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Let me check the time, make sure it's good for everybody here. I know it's a Friday night. I know a lot of people have things they need to do other than hear what I have to say. All right, so we've gone about 30 minutes over the hour. But what I want to do now, guys, do you have any questions? All right. Do you have any general questions about the program? All right. And the best place to get your question answered is the forums. All right. I'm going to literally be on there everywhere. Like it's kind of different than the Infinitum forum because the Infinitum forum is so insanely active right now. Like I can't even like really make an impact. Like if anybody asks a question, it gets answered by like 5 other people that know like just as much as I do with on what I've taught, then within 5 seconds. So if you guys have any questions and stuff like that. All right, so someone asked, do I have any homework for the next 2 weeks? The homework, all right? Forum thread, all right? First thing, I'm going to put up a forum thread. I want everybody to go on there, and I want you to put down, where are you having issues with your business? What can you do better? All right, literally everybody, I'll make one forum thread. Everybody make a post, and everybody, help each other, introduce each other to each other. A lot of people here are very successful. A lot of people here are also just getting started. Everybody here is a badass, though. This pumped me moving in the right direction. So everybody, there's gonna be a forum thread on the forum. Post what your business, post what you can be doing, post what you're doing, post what you think you can be doing, and post what you're probably having issues with. All right. Post that too. On top of that, what was I gonna say? I had like the best idea. I had like the best idea on the tip of my tongue, and then it slipped my mouth. But on top of that, everybody go on the forums, introduce yourself. All right, everybody go on there, make a forum post. Everybody start doing stuff like that. Introduce people, tell people what you do, kind of break everything down. On top of that, what I want you guys to think about also as well, what's the first one? Just literally think about what's hurting your business right now, and think of all the things you can be doing. All right, write down a little list of stuff like that. The biggest homework is just to go to the forum thread, start helping each other with their businesses. All right, I'll be giving my 2 cents. If you're having business problems, you literally like this is the place to be. If you're having trouble getting clients right now, say, hey, I'm having trouble getting clients in the forum. I'm doing this, this, and this, and then people can literally chime and say, well, you could be doing this, this, and this too. All right, it's like literally you have the consulting of 60 other people. Yeah, Martin says the Infinitum forum is going gangbusters. Yeah, and the really funny thing about the Infinitum forum is literally I decided to throw it in about like maybe 40 minutes before we launched. I'm like, hey, Alex, we can put a forum in here. He's like, no shit. I'm like, yeah, let's just put it in there. It'll just be like a neat little extra thing. Next thing you know, we have like 2,000 people on our forum, like loving it. It's insane. So yeah, all right. All right, so I see some really big questions right now, and if you have big homework right now, if you have any really big questions, like long, like 150 word questions, post them on the forum because it's really hard to kind of answer all here. But I'll answer Joe right here. All right. Say, how do I know if the niche I'm considering is too narrow and doesn't allow for lists as big as you're seeking stuff? I would like to target a patio furniture retail store owners. Is that too narrow, or is the niche allow me to grow this large scale? So Joe, let's think about this. All right, real quick. So say you start out, you only target those furniture retail store owners, right? You go out there, you get them really results. They're really easy to get on board because you are the guy for patio furniture retail store owners, right? You understand their business like that. Then after you get them results and stuff like that, I want to show you, you're going to go out there and you're going to leverage those results. Think of all the other furniture stores out there. Think of maybe the bigger brands that sell other stuff like that, all right? We're going to use that as leverage to jump up to higher stuff, all right? You're going to start as the authority in a very small niche, and you can move into authority in bigger niches, all right? You see how that works? So you can start at patio furniture retail stores, and then jump up to maybe retail stores, right? I'm going to show you how to go out there, kind of start getting a list of those type of people. Like literally, you could put an ad out, like Joe Petro. All right, I don't know if I mispronounced your last name, but Joe Petro. Look at how I've gotten results for these 5 patio furniture stores, and you say, in this free webinar or whatever, I'm going to invite you here, and I'm going to show you literally for free how I got all these businesses stuff and how you can apply this to your retail store. All right, and you put out an ad like that, Boom, you're extracting other types of retail store owners to there. Now you're the retail store owner authority. All right. You start getting all that kind of stuff. You start getting them on board. All right. Then you say, you know what, I'm going to make like a network or a service for people that might have network store owners or retail store owners on their list or stuff like that. And so then you can make like a service out there that you can sell to all the people that might want to be also advertised to retail store owners that you can't get to. All right. You make like kind of a mass service. All right. You just kind of see where I'm going with that. You can just build and build and build upon it. Yeah, there's going to be a replay for everybody that just came in. You know, did everybody get that real quick? You see how that works, Joe? You know, you see how you start small, but then you build it. You just snowball it big. Cool. Cool. So that's everybody's homework real quick. It's about an hour and a half over. I think everybody probably wants to go out there and get their Friday night started. See, a lot of people have to run. Did everybody enjoy this webinar? All right. Did everybody find the value in this webinar worthwhile? Is everybody excited? All right. Remember your homework. Go on the forum. All right. All right. Great. All right, great stuff, guys. All right, thank you, Dean. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, John. Thank you. There's two Quentins. We have two Quentins. I love that name. All right, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Jay Kyle, Bill Allen, Anthony, Corey. Thank you, Martin, everybody here, Nathan, Scott, Kate Bars. Thank you so much for coming to this, guys. This is going to be a really kick-ass thing, and we're going to change also. We're going to do some really cool shit, guys. So thank you, guys. Let's I'll see you guys on the forum. Let's get this off going. All right, guys. Hey, Bart, what's going on? Hey, Dean, I will be sure to hit you back. I didn't see that email. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Matthew. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this awesome community. We're going to get things kicking next webinar. All right, so be sure to sign up for that too. All right, I'm going to be sending you guys reminders. All right, with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for attending. I'll see you soon.